We're going to be going over all of the new buttons here, and I'm just going to dive right in with everything that we have on offer. So, also, just as a heads up, we do have the chat option available. You can hit Alt and H, and you'll be able to chat in. You also can message it so that it's just to me if you don't want to share with the rest of the class. So let's take a look here. Right now, both of these are going to have the dashboard, which are going to take us to a lot of the different buttons here. Also, the sandbox mode is going to be right here. You can find that and see our billing details. You can see how you're doing on rewards if you are a track. Series are going to be a lot of the same things with that as well. You're also going to see that for my alerts, I have not linked up my Facebook and Twitter pages, and I can just click Fix Now, and it will take me there so that I can fix it. You might see other alerts here in the future. And we're just going to work our way down here. And this is going to be kind of the us page of the area bar, so to speak. So this first one here, it's going to have our images. These will appear a couple different places, but mainly they'll appear in the app. And so we're going to have our, so you see it's going to highlight green there for here. We can update that image. It's going to let us know how big we want that it wants to be. So we can do that here. We also have templates available. Same with the header image. It's going to be the same idea. So that if you update that, it's going to be this one right here. It's going to have a size attached to it. So good to go there. We're also able to edit our profile. So for series profile, like I have here, it's going to have this information. The track one has a bit more information attached to it. We're also able to add any aliases that we'd like. So what aliases would be, so let's say that the name of this series changed in the past. So instead of it being your favorite series, I just want it, it used to be my favorite series. Instead, I could put in an alias so that if someone searched for both, you could find it. And that's going to look the same. So we go into the track side of it as well. Like I said, a lot of this is going to be the same over here. But if we go to the profile side of it, it's going to have a lot more like physical address information. Since a track has a physical address, you can see right here. It's a map of Lincoln, which is where I said I was located, because I am. You're going to see the fan information, family information. You can see all this information that you can add here. Right along with that, as well as the alias information here. Moving right along, we're going to get to the billing side of things. You can change your plan here, view your billing information. You can see invoices that are done as well. Tracks are going to have rewards. So you can view these MRP rewards and see how close you are to earning or meeting those goals and earning that. You can also see permissions here. That's something I get for right here. So let's take a look now. Again, same thing for here. Let's take a look at overview. It's going to show me for both my overview of my upcoming events. These are recent events, so these can be things that have just happened, which they are. My yearly registrations that are pending, so if I had some, I could confirm and see at a glance. And the suspension is going to be happening here very soon. So we'll keep you going here. We're going to go right into config because we already have this set up, so it's going to want me to set some things up. For my tracks here, that's good. I can add another series if I want. I have one, which is going to be my other series right up here. And I can add in more classes too. So the Sport Compact is the class for your favorite series, so I've kind of kept that separate. I can add in more classes. These are the classes that I've used in the past. You can see this here in season classes. I can look that up, and it's going to have these two classes that I used the last year. I have some for sanctions. I can also do the all classes route here, so I can see, if I have a brand new class, I could add that in here. And if for series, on the series side of things, when they go to configure things, they're going to have that one class added in. It's going to be active and good to go. They're going to be adding in tracks. So your favorite series only races at your favorite track. And so we can add that in here. And it's going to be a little bit different between the two of them. And I'm going to get to that. We're going to skip registrations for the series. It's going to be relatively the same. And I'm going to show you what that would look like here in a minute. I'm going to go over registrations now. So for your favorite track, it has one registration event for the year. Tracks and series can only have one yearly registration. This is kind of the master list of people who are going to be racing throughout the season. And so I can see who's registered here. This is going to be going by class. So I have a driver here that I've confirmed. If I wanted to add another one, so if let's say Corey here wanted to race another thing, we can add them in manually. This is also manual, but they are able to, we add in the team information. It's going to pull this information here now from his contact list when he filled out his other registration. We can fill any of this out as well. Let's give him a number. 02 sounds like a good one. And you're going to see him right here. Same, so you're going to see him multiple places. So it's going to be right here. That's again if you wanted to add them in manually. They have the option here in this online registration. You're going to see this form here. They can fill that out, as well as the share. It's right here. So it'll share that online registration to Facebook and Twitter. We can add other registrations too. So we can add in an event registration. So we had a special event that's going to be running. We could just do a single event. That's not going to put them in here because your entry list is going to be different for a big event as opposed to for the season, so to speak. And a general registration, which can be for a lot of things. A lot of the times I see this used for banquet registrations, but something for a non-racing event, you can do that in there. And again, if you do have any questions or if you have any thing you'd want to ask about, feel free. You can hit Alt and H, bring up the chat, and ask about that there. The first time you set this up, you're going to be able to edit these prices here. So the entry fee and additional pricing information here, as well as a late fee and the open and close dates of those. So you're able to do that to your heart's content as well. Let us know and we'll be happy to get you set up if you need to accept payments. We can do that through PayPal. So we're going to move right along here to events. So when you first do this, it'll ask if you want to do a season. If you already have a season, you haven't done 2019 yet, you can do this right here, the new season. I'm not going to do that. We already have a season made. But we can add in schedules right here. I have a couple of schedules. This one here is for a separate group of events in January. This one is for my general overall season. So I can view all of the events here. I can manage them right here. And then when I hit add events, it's going to be grayed out for the ones that are already happening. But let's just do one day. Let's do a couple. Let's do the 8th and the 9th and hit next. And I just match up the classes that are going to be racing that day. And add an event. I can add in any information here that I'd like. If there's one here I don't want to add in, I could just discard it. If I click out of it, when I come back to this page, it's going to say that I have a pending event and I can process this. And it's going to do that same if a series adds in an event. So what do I mean by that? Let's go in here to my favorite series. We're going to view all the events here. And we're going to add an event. So I can add in an event. So let's say I add in the 8th and the 9th. It's going to say, hey, this has been already added. That's okay. It's not creating a brand new event for this series. We already created it. You can see that it happened. So what it's saying is it's not creating a brand new thing, but I'm going to be racing at your favorite track. And then if I hit add next, it'll let me try to create an event here for the 9th for your favorite track. So it'll add that in. It has my Sport Compact class. This is ready to go. But if I go over here now and refresh it, it's going to find this event here. So if I do the 9th, let's say, it's going to say that it found it. Somebody else added it in here in the Sport Compact. So let's add it. we'll take a look at it, and either or. So we can view them here. We can add in more event details and online tickets. We can add that in here. But you can see that it's on the Your Favorite Series schedule. It's on my schedule. You can see that they've added that in. A couple other things we can do to events on other places. We can say that they're running as scheduled. We can also view it or put the event status here. And that'll see what it's linked as, what its classes are linked to. And we can also just rain it out, postpone it, drop it. Anything we need to do there, we can do it. We also can manage our tickets right here. Just click on this and it'll take us to that page. And we can put in online tickets for this event. Back up here. We also can quick jump to events right here. The main thing to differentiate these two is that series are going to have, in general, one class. Tracks are going to have multiple classes, but one track. This is going to have one class, but multiple tracks. So if I clicked this, it would ask which. Right now, it's assuming because I only have one place. So one place that I'm going to be racing at. So again, if you want to hit Alt and H, you're more than welcome to do that. And bring up the chat window. Be happy to answer any questions that you find in there. Let's move right down into points. From here, it's going to be very similar for both tracks and series. So we're going to just focus on your favorite track here. You're going to see the point standings up and ready to go right here. So if I can click on one of these people, I can see how they've done on points and earnings. This is only viewable to admins. This isn't public. The public will see the points, but you'll see the breakdowns here. You can also see your included events, events that we've done that haven't had points. And we can swap them over per classes right up here. And if I need to, I can also refresh the public points. So if I change something somewhere, I could. And if you need to add an adjustment, let us know and we'll be happy to help you out with that. Payments, you can see what payments are made to what people. We also can do a yearly report for those, see how much. I'll let that load here. But we can filter out the date range and we can see the payments. We also can see the payments by date. This is also going to be viewable in this report section right here. This is exportable. So nice way to double check the work there. Suspensions is going to be something that'll be happening very soon. And we'll give you more information about that when it's available. So race management, if you need to race anything about race management, I'm just going to show you that you can get to race management from here. You can also get to it in the events. You can right from here, get into race management right here, off to the side here. I'm not going to go over that today. We have lots of fantastic tutorials that'll help you go through race management. If you used this last year, this will be very same to you. You'll know nothing substantial has changed here except where you get to that. If you need help with that though, let me know and I can get you set up with a one-on-one walkthrough and we can go over that. Moving right along, we'll go to the tickets right here. Tickets is going to have the ticket information, the thank you page, and you can also manage tickets from here, adding more if you need to, and also confirming online tickets right here. So you can edit the status of those tickets. It'll text that code to you and send that out to you. So you're able to do that here. See that I have an event here that I have not confirmed, and because I haven't confirmed him, I won't get the funds into my account. So keep that in mind. Again, I'm going to take a moment to just bring up, if you do have any questions, Alt and H brings up the chat window. Do not be afraid to ask any questions. Be answering those as we reach the end of the webinar and the walkthrough here. Be happy to help out with that. So next is reports. We've moved reports to a separate spot so that you can find it much quicker. And we've also broken them out into different groupings than we had before. So you can see that we have entry reports. We're also able to collapse that down. We have different lineup reports, result reports, point reports, quite a few different things here that you need through the year. And the last thing we have here is web management. Folks that have a website through us, through MyRacePass, can actually manage this content here with the news, media. You can get to the profiles page, Pitboard, a lot of different things you can get to from here in that web management side of things. You're also able to, if you have a website through us, you can go to the website or view your profile right from here. You can view your settings right from here. Help button is right here. It's actually broken up a little bit more in depth this time, where it has a season management like we've been going through here, race management, help videos, and then you can get to all, and then your accounts right here. So you can go to your profile, or you can log out. A lot of different options here. Something else I neglected to mention here, you still have access to a lot of different things in here in the settings. So you can do the point schemes, manage classes, manage your drivers, get to the contact list, and you do have reports here as well in this overview side of things for both. So a lot of things going on there. So I'm going to open it up for questions here. Went through that quite a bit quicker than I did yesterday. I can go over more things in depth. If you do have any questions, hit Alt and H. That'll bring up the chat. Feel free to chat in. You also, when it says to, you can select to go directly to me if you'd like. In case you have a question that you don't want publicly, that's fine. Be happy to answer questions that you guys have typed out there about anything at all. So while I do that, show you some of the different aspects of reports. I kind of glossed over that, showed the different reports that we have, but some of the cool things I think we have going on, I'm going to break out my reports here by schedule. So for example, if we have a lot of this information here, so this is my points and pay as of a specific date for these. I think I jumped ahead here, so we'll ignore that. But we can actually export. If we export out, we can export this to Excel or PDF, and if we print these out, this won't print with it. And if we have a lot of them, say I only wanted to do the 305s here, I could do that, and it will only print to that 305. I'm also able to do these smaller if I need to, if I needed to save space, do them normal size. And I can also do them as an Excel or PDF. And this one, I can even, customize that out until it's a blank page if I wanted to. So you have a lot of different options there as far as that goes, which is pretty exciting. Point averages galore that you have access to, that export there. So a lot of different options there as far as reporting. And if there is a report that you need, you'd like us to have, let us know, and we'll be happy to get that going for you. So yeah, well, I'm going to take just a minute, leave it open for questions, and I can go over a few more things here that we have access to. But yeah, we'll go over some questions. That's Alt and H again. If you do have any questions you want to ask, I'll be happy to help out with that. All right. Took a little bit of a and had to take a drink there. So yeah, and again, the another cool aspect of everything that we've done here is that no matter where we are, so it's kind of a different race that I've done here in advance. I'm always able to go off to the side here if I need to adjust things. So things are a lot more findable than they were in the past. So if I need to go back to my dashboard, I can get up to there. If I need to get to the sandbox, I can get to the sandbox from here. I can get to places pretty quick from place to place. So we have access to that. Another thing too that I'm pretty stoked about is these and points. And as I get more points, it'll actually be a lot nicer. But I can actually filter the points by a specific date. So at this point, I didn't have points, but I can filter those standings by a specific day. So if I didn't want the points to, yeah, I can see these points here by a specific date, and I can see where they were. So I have a good idea of where where things happened at. You also can see that I have broken up owners as well. In this case, I haven't applied points to my owner, but I can see that owner pay. So I have a lot more data here in this points page as opposed to before. So I have a question here about the hard charger report. So that's going to be in reports here. There's a yearly hard charger report. It's going to work by schedule. So it's actually going to go by class, and it's going to show here. So we can see how many gained and lost right here. So in this case, with how I have it right now, Larry Liverwurst would be the hard charger for the year. Again, this report's going to be in the result reports, this hard charger report, and it's going to go, this goes by A features. So it's going to show how many passed in however many A features and events and things like that. So you can see what that net, how many they gained and lost are. You see that Larry here is a real champ, 13 in 2 races. Guy's a flyer. That's a great question, though. If you do have any other questions, again, that Alt and H, happy to answer questions like that. Leaving it open here for the next few minutes, answering more of those. But yeah, all these reports too, we can actually sort it. So if we did want to go alphabetically, we could. We can sort by columns up here. And it's broken up by class. I only have 3 classes racing right now, so it's a pretty straightforward sort of deal. And that's just one of the many reports that we have available for us. We also have a driver show report. So that actually show who's made it to what races. So I can see attendance. So I can see who's done what. So I can just sort it here and I can find my perfect attendance. So that's a great question. For race management, if you do have a race management side of things, I like to do those more one-on-one. I had a question about if I'd be showing the race management side of things. I do those more one-on-one, and if you'd like, I'm actually going to bring up here the link for that to the person that asked, and I'm going to get them the link to my calendar. Basically, you can just schedule a time one-on-one with me, and you can actually do that as a group. It doesn't have to be one-on-one. The reason being is that every track does things differently, so I don't like to start, because if I do one thing, it's not necessarily representative. It can do a lot of different things, race management. So it can handle passing points and a lot of different sides of life like that. So I prefer to keep them like that instead of as a group, at least right now. We like to show off the new side of things for folks that might not be familiar with this because this is new for everybody, if that makes sense. But that was a great question. Again, other questions too, Alt and H, happy to answer those for you. It is my pleasure to do so. So again, yeah, if you have any questions, that's going to be Alt and H for that. But that pretty much wraps up everything that we have here. I'm going to stay on the line here, answer questions that come in for the next 4-ish minutes or so. But that, if you have them, it's going to be Alt and H. But I'll go any new content that I'll be going over besides any questions. So feel free to write off those questions if you'd like. Happy to answer those for y'all on whatever y'all need. Again, I had a question here. So essentially, with adding in events, you can manage those here. If you have more details about those, so this one I chose to rain out because I snowed it out. But I can also enter in the hot lap times, through here. You can add in more information, individual prices, and also online tickets, which you can add in right here. So you can add in those types, the availability of those, and if they are a rain check or a refund for that. All right. Well, that about wraps it up for today. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us um, uh, here. We'll be happy to do so, answer any questions that you have. And I'll be doing another one of these, going over everything for season management tomorrow at 3 p.m. this time. So it'll be an hour before. So it'll be at 3. Looking forward to doing that one. And thanks again. We really appreciate you taking the time to go through the walkthrough. Thank you so much.